Hey, so majority of you probably don't know who the heck I am, and you're saying, "What's this video about motivation on Mondays?" Well, yeah. So I call myself a social critic, researcher, commentator, pseudopsychologist, and what I'm all about, given my history, is personal growth and self-development. And you could say, as a sort of a life coach, I'm really more a coach to coaches and CEOs and people who just have this dream. I thought, well, what a great way to kick off the new year and reinvigorate my old success club that I started back in the 90s that led me to work with all the great famous motivation speakers that you can name and other celebrities, and have a platform so we can regularly kick off the new year called Mondays, Mondays.org or Mondays.Live, where we will go live starting off on Zoom, and we'll use other platforms and do a live stream. And I'm looking for guest motivation speakers, people to kind of really do the rah-rah thing and get everybody motivated. It could be an author, expert, someone in the space, and also for people that want to help inform a community and be a part of it, because we're here to support you. So I know it can be rough out there, and maybe you've got your business associates and some people you hang out at the bar with, but you have a peerage. A peerage is a person who's identifying with you in a community that's like-minded. We're talking about a conscious community. So if you're wondering what it's all about, you got to check out the successclub.org, because we're a motivation support group for winners and goal achievers. So we're here to support each other. At the same time, there's an alignment, right? And when you put yourself in that kind of space, we're talking about an environment that's supportive towards you, and it's all aligned towards your goals, your vision. Wow, what better impact in the possibility of making it happen can there be? Well, tell us, help us make it even better. That's what it's all about, and we need you in that way to join us, because you're going to add to that excitement and momentum. So my real name is Mike Ratner, and that also is a .com. And I am a social researcher, because I'm very interested in how we can make life better for all, raise the consciousness of humanity. And that is a challenge, given where things are at these days. I got to adjust this. It's kind of dark. Can I do this better lighting? Can anybody out there? As you got my water, do you got yours? Because I want to go in deep for a minute. This is a Sunday, and I'm preparing for the week ahead, and I'm watching a couple motivation videos. I'm going, I need to practice, man. I'm going to have to go out there and tell people what it is that I'm trying to do and inform. And I'm just a character dude, man, but nobody knows it, right? I mean, am I some kind of influencer? Like being the coach to coaches, I could say the influencer to the influencer. Sort of like, what's your message, man? I mean, can we craft it and make it even more powerful and better? There's something about neurodiversity that you could be reaching into sectors of people's minds that they've never even thought of before. And now you're going to spark something. So Mondays is going to be that. Why hadn't anybody thought about it? I mean, I did. I've had, the last 10 years thinking, why can't we kick off our Mondays together? Now, if you're part of a sales team or some organization where they raise the flag and Monday, Monday, well, you're kind of fortunate, because most people think about Monday being like, oh man, I need some vitamins and get my powders going and yay. Well, let's really make it a yay. Let's look at something where we can all get excited together and maybe help spread the word so more people get excited. And at the same time, we benefit literally by making a contribution about being more who we really are. So what does that mean? Well, if I direct you to New Year's success, because if you're interested in making the new year your best ever, you have to come into this success type philosophy of ultra being, which means that the way you're being, the question we would ask is, are you being at your best? And can you do a bit better? Well, of course, we all can, right? So it's defining what those goals are. And we're doing it at a very lofty perspective that we're calling the ideal. And this ideal idea I got from an ex-girlfriend, back when I was in college. We talked about the ideal, the best that there could be. And I'd never really thought about that before. I said, well, I thought about like God realization, raising your consciousness to have a certain awareness of things. And that awareness ought to be the best that you can be. Maintaining state, right? Looking at the peak of the pyramid if we're rising up in our consciousness, which is self-actualization, but also transcendence, which is what Abraham Maslow, right, the father of humanist psychology, talked about. So can we transcend our own states? And I had the fortune to be mentored a bit by Dr. Stephen Covey, who wrote the 7 Habits book. And he talked to me a little bit about paradigm shift, because he probably could see it, that I was at the precipice of this, and I was looking to create that. So the question is, what is the paradigm shift for you for the new year? And the way to best imagine it, and you might have your own way of doing it, and this is just a Gedanken, a German word for thought experiment that I'm using, that if you can imagine yourself the best you could be, the best year ever, and again, it's just imagination, you're playing out, you're pretending, what would it be for you? Now, it takes a little bit of quietness and silence. You might want to pause the video, take out a pad, a paper, or just do something so you can write something down, or you can record it on your phone. But do something. You could say it yourself as a mantra, and it becomes an affirmation of something. I just want you to be clear. And I'd really like for you to think of at least 3 to 5, going up to 10. I tell Brian Tracy likes to do a list of 10, and then you're going to focus on the one, but at least you got 10 to work off of because you're clear and you're not thinking like, well, I ought to work this, well, I ought to work that. Write it down, whatever it is. If you had the best year ever, what would be something about it? And for you highly visual people, you could draw it perhaps. Or if you're just feeling it, have some identified, cushions and stuffies next to you and put yourself in that state. Light a candle, burn some incense, whatever you need to do. This is so important. Would you give the gift to yourself of a few minutes of silence and just imagine yourself in the future, just for a moment, in the ideal setting, that you got your problems solved, issues are done with, things are fixed. How'd you go about doing that? What were the 10 characteristics that sort of apply to this? So it's an implementation perhaps, but it's also a level of achievement. It could be the award or the money in the bank or the accomplishment of having achieved whatever it is that you have. So this is an envisioning process. And if you have that as a goal to just simply make it the best year ever and you define it, the question is, well, what is it? What can it be? And that's the opportunity we have right now in front of us, to imagine what the possibilities are. And the support group of a Success Club is here to do exactly that. We are a motivation support group for winners and achievers. Come join the Success Club, successclub.org, and have the trademark on it. Had it for decades. Now, the opportunity to join in Mondays, just to get that week kicked off. And there are additional opportunities to work with coaches or join a coaching group, a VIP mastermind, and maybe people will direct you to books or courses that support you in that particular area, or maybe an expert is just waiting for you to approach them and for free will answer your questions. This is an opportunity like no other. If you're serious about success, start with the exercise. Imagine your ideal, the best that you can be. Who is this person? How does that person operate? What is the differentiation of who that person is, your ideal self, versus how you've been operating in the past? And it was yesterday, right? Because right now is brand new. Today is new. It's a brand new year. And every Monday is the start to a brand new week. And the Success Club is here to support you. And I am too. And everyone who's involved with this. They want the best for you, because it raises all of us up in our consciousness and our community and to uplift humanity. That's my goal. Support me in my endeavors. I help you with yours. And no matter what dimension or industry you're working in or interests you have or hobbies, whatever you love, the ideal is the expression of this in its best way, the best possibilities. And the format is here to have the support group around you and the resources and access to what you need to create that conductivity so that the ideal can be reached and you can be supported on this level. That's what this work is all about. Join the successclub.org and check out Mondays.Live or Mondays.org. I'm MikeRatner.com, in this world often called Mike Rich. And in that world, we'll find out. All the best to you in your new year. Seriously, the offer is as clear as can be. Just take a few moments, identify what that is, put yourself in that state. Imagine what it would be like from all the sensory perspective. I use a cave model spelled with a K, which is kinesthetically feel what it would be like. If I'm doing great, what would that be like? Put on your favorite music and just rock and roll with it for a minute. Put yourself in that state. What would it feel like to be in the ideal? And we're talking about all dimensions, from health to wealth to your relationships to whatever else has got going on. I've got goals to write books in the new year and to build this community out and to be of service and take it to a higher dimension of the MVP model, being clear on my mission, my vision, and my purpose, right? Because I want a life of meaning and value and passion. So here we are. We're waiting for you. Let's get the year rocking. Mondays.Live, Success Club. Join us. Let's make it a great New Year's Success.com. New Year's Success.